Okay. The scene opens, give or take, 45 minutes after the events that happened at St. Christina's. Stefan is walking along the shore in Shell Beach. A little bit more confused than he was earlier this evening. Just can't. I don't know. There's certain thoughts that are going through his head. A little bit hesitation, but he takes his cell phone out of a trouser pocket and searches through until he finds a number he never thought he would be using, and dials up Lacy so that he can hope this impending discussion goes well.
Lacy feels her phone buzzing at her pocket. She's, after the events of St. Christina's, she drove across the bridge on her way, across the bridge close to City Hall on her way to downtown, and decided to park her car at the Washington Square Park, and just sit and mull over a lot of the events that happened, trying to figure out what they mean, trying to figure out what she should do about them, trying to figure out who to tell and how to go about it, and she was thinking about these things, mulling over the events, when she picked up her phone and saw the phone call from Stefan, someone she never thought she'd receive a phone call from. Her eyebrows raised, and she lets it ring a couple times. She contemplates not picking it up, but that would be rude. And Mama taught me never be rude, so I better take it. So it rings a couple more times, and she picks it up. Hello?
Lacy. I was almost beginning to wonder whether or not you would answer. Would you, by chance, care to join me on the beach? I have something to discuss with you. Maybe we can go over some of the events tonight.
On the beach?
Shell Beach.
Right. The one where I first met you.
Yeah, and Axel.
Right. God, seems so long ago. I'm quite a ways away. Well, not super far, I guess. I'm not too far from St. Christina's still. Sure. I can be there.
I am walking along the shoreline, north end of the beach.
Right. Just give me a few, and I'll be there quick as I can.
Yeah.
All right.
I will be here. Phone goes dead.
And she looks at it and sets it down. She stares at the hood of her car, just thinking for a minute. And she honestly has to contemplate, could this be a trap? Well, guess I better go and find out. She begins the drive to Shell Beach. I'm going to go ahead and roll wits drive to see.
Yeah, unless you're doing like stunt car driving or race car driving, then it would be Dex.
Oh, sorry. Dexterity drive?
No. It'd be wits drive unless you're doing like stunt car, race car driving. Yep.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not doing race car driving.
Not yet.
So it would be wits drive. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I rolled. Whatever. She gets there fairly well. Doesn't come across too many. Doesn't come across too many red lights or anything. And forgetting for just a minute that it's a little chilly out there. Still, she leaves the car without a coat. And she begins walking. She parks the car, locks it, and begins walking towards Stefan.
Stefan is he's facing out toward the water, looking up at the new moon at this point, non-existent moon. Not many stars out tonight. Just looks up over the empty void, thinking about something, but I mean, because you can't see his face, you can't really tell what he's contemplating.
Right. She she sort of just, walks up behind him, not trying not to be like quiet about it. Like she's obviously trying to, like, she makes her footsteps a little more harder in the sand. He can definitely hear her come up. She's not trying to sneak up on him.
After a few minutes, turns his head oddly to the most prominent direction that you're approaching him. Lacy. I'm glad to see that you decided to take my invitation. Tell me. I know you have not been in this existence as long as I have. Have you ever just looked out into the far emptiness and contemplated the possibility of that same void in your existence? I know it is an odd question.
This frankness from him catches Lacy off guard a little bit. She's a little wary. She looks around, but doesn't really see. Oh. Hold on. Perception alertness. She's looking around to see if there's anyone else around here and see if maybe this actually was an ambush. Like, she's that taken off guard at what he's asking her.
Okay. Low success as it is, there is no one else around here. Like, it's a Wednesday night, so It's not a particularly popular night for college students or anyone to like be hanging out here. It's completely like you're the only two people on this beach, especially in the north end.
Okay. So she sort of frowns and puts her knuckle to her eyebrow for a second. I don't think I've ever really thought about that.
If you look at his face is deceptive to the tone of his voice. The tone of his voice is rather down. The expression on his face is actually rather up. It's a little disconcerting.
Are you doing okay?
I am. I am a little disconcerted after meeting with Damian on this same beach, farther south along the shore. Um, he he is an enigma. He is not, as I said earlier this evening, he is not a typical Brujah. He is devoid of passion. He is devoid of anything. He is exactly what you see out on the water this night and in the sky. He's. It's like he.
Dude, Damian?
It's like he does not care. I tried to help him. As little as I know, I tried to help him. Try to recall, and I thought cope with his captivity not too long ago, and he referred me to other people, Axel, namely, of course. He does not care that he will no longer be able to have the use of his right arm anymore. He does not care at all. The only thing that he ever seems to care about, and this is going to sound odd, but he does not, in my opinion, even seem to care about other Brujah anymore. Any as much as he does for those of other clans, namely a Malkavian by the name of Mercy. He told me this much. Now,
That's real troubling.
I know you may not trust me, but if you have any doubts, I have discussed this with Axel, and I told him that I told him that I would tell you that if you doubt my loyalty and trust, you can trust him. He trusts me. So we have a network. But also, he made me promise something that I do not know if I will be able to keep.
What are you talking about?
Damian seems to be drawn more to members of my clans and even his own. I personally suggested after he told me very poignantly that he wanted to speak with my primogen about this, and I told him that the best person to talk to would be his own primogen, Mr. Parkins. Now, however, Mr. Parkins, and this is something else I will go out on a limb, however he found out about a particular verbal faux pas of mine, if it was you, I don't blame you. In fact, I applaud you. You did quite well.
I'm going to go ahead and make. What roll would this be?
Stefan's turned toward you more. Are you trying to lie about something? Hide something?
I'm trying to hide her honest reaction to what you're saying.
Okay.
Would that be manipulation?
Yeah, manipulation, subterfuge would be a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you? Okay. Nope.
I will try to.
It's just.
No, it's a fail. Yeah.
It's not a botch. Thankfully, it's just.
I'm glad I got some successes. I'm telling you right now.
God, that's awful.
God, that's abominable. But I at least got one success. So, yeah.
All right. So, you notice Lacy try to hide the fact that or that you've guessed. She's trying to hide the fact that bothers her a little bit. She wasn't. It makes her uneasy that you're applauding her for that.
I can see the unease in your body language and on your face. It is fine. In this existence, you did what came natural. Now, Connor, let's just use his first name.
Why do you use his first name?
Because this is casual. Why should it be business-like when it is just a discussion on the beach? Connor told me personally that he does not like to micromanage. This is something that some elders would be like, others not so much. But despite that, you took the little minute details to him. You could have dealt with it yourself, but you went to him because you trust your clan. You care about your clan. And I have came to find out that faux pas was exactly that. It is not something that I particularly like to make verbal slip-ups. I am far too social, far too... Well, I'm sure all you have to do is talk to people and you will find out how many people I have spoken this.
All right, sure.
But what Damian needs to learn is a simple lesson. And because I would not lie, I do not want to upset Axel. You have seen what happens, I assume?
I say I'm upset, yeah. Yeah, I have.
I actually had to do some things that I have not done for many members of my clan, and that is tell anybody where I make my domain, my haven. But I did that for him because he was having a bad night, and unfortunately it required me to put him in a very pacified position. Don't worry, of course he was safe. You saw him for yourself. But he needed that.
Why was he so upset? Why didn't he talk to me or call me?
Lacy, there are some things that we cannot tell other members of other clans.
So this was a clan thing?
Not... Well, have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with the most horrendous visions in your head, things that you have seen in your sleeping state?
Like a bad dream? I haven't had one of those since I was little.
Terrors of the mind. There are times that these terrors can invade one's consciousness, one's psyche, if you would. During waking hours, he was suffering from this.
Oh,
And Damian had thrown me off guard with his extreme levels of apathy and unwillingness to work with me. When I made it clear to him that I wish to help. I don't expect anyone to trust me. I am not exactly the...
I understand that he gets nightmares, and he's told me about them before. Why wouldn't he tell me about this one?
Because I let him ride out the rest of the night and the daytime in a staked position for both of our safeties. It was that bad.
He still should have come anyway.
It is fine. It is fine. You have more conversations with him. You understand more as it goes on. I am simply an intermediary. I have done this too many times.
In any case.
So I am an outsider amongst the kindred of this city. I am not an outsider to the city in general. I have lived in this city for 10 years, just undercover. My sire had some interesting things, but it means that I have to prove myself. Well, I am going to attempt to help. Damian understands that it is inappropriate to be putting one's clan behind another's. And no matter what happens, I need you to promise me that you will not look into it, that you will... Don't lie to anybody. Don't pretend you don't care. I know better. If you talk to Axel, then Axel has seen the passion that beats in your Brujah heart and throughout your veins. Don't be apathetic. Keep the passion. Just rein it in on occasion.
So, you're trying to tell me how I should talk to my own brother?
I am not trying to tell you how to do anything. It's just, it's better that you don't get too involved if you hear something, because Axel is concerned for your safety. And
why?
Because he trusts you.
But why would he be concerned about my safety? What am I doing that's unsafe?
Your clan has certain things that you do best. This is true, correct?
Yeah, I suppose.
Malkavians, we have much more diversity. Because of this...
She kind of holds up a hand. All right.
Go ahead.
Look. Can we keep that kind of talk down to a minimum in a public place, please?
Of course, of course. And Stefan lowers his voice.
Thank you.
We have much more diversity. Because of this, from time to time, this is something that I was told by my mentor. That on occasion, because we know so much more, because we see so much more, we act as teachers of a sorts. It comes out more, a lot more odd as a lesson, but it is, it's harmless. Nobody ever gets hurt. This is what I propose to Axel. Axel is on board with this, but he told me that if something were to happen to you because you get involved, then I would have to deal with him, and I am sorry, I am not in that kind of mood to attempt to deal with somebody that is, as much as I respect Axel, a lot more unstable than myself.
All right.
Now, again, I'm not telling you how to interact with people you know. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. If I were trying to tell you what to do, I would be pushing my age over yours. And believe me, it is considerable.
She rolls her eyes.
It is fine. I am not doing that. We are technically, regardless of age, equals as far as power is concerned. We are both neonates. You may be more of a
She
fledgling.
stiffens up.
You are more fledglings than I am, but it is fine. But this lesson has got to be taught. If not, it could grow into something worse. And please, I beg you, because this is between us, no authorities of either of our clans need to know. It is not something that is concerning. I would appreciate if we could keep some confidentiality.
If my brother is really messed up, I'm gonna go to whoever I have to go to make sure he's okay again.
The most. Stefan's facial expression and words actually level out a bit at that. I can make an assurance that whatever Damian experienced in that sterile room of his, that bright white room, that is the most messed up that he will be, at least because on my account or Axel's. I will not let any harm come to him. You have assurances on that. And if need be, because Axel will be along the whole time. And Axel knows that how to use at least one of his special gifts. I can also instruct him in how to use them with much more finesse, so to speak. But I will not let anything happen to him. He will learn a lesson. Wait.
You're saying you're not gonna let anything happen to my brother?
Of course not. With whatever animosities happen between clans, I am not going to be the harbinger of any of these. I'm not going to do anything because at this point, it would be known. And that is not good when somebody knows upon
Is there trouble
something
between
going wrong.
our families?
Not that I am aware of.
Why?
If you could, if you are in a unique position, my dear, you could be a valuable instrument in teaching Damian, Mr. Black, this lesson to put more stock in his own clan, family, whatever you want to call it, circle. Try to instill in him that my primogen is not the person he needs to be going to on first Feb. It is inappropriate. As you know, we have our own issues, and our primogen is much like our own little coping mechanisms. Is like a grounder because our elders tend to have a tighter leash on their eccentricities. They are like guides for our whole clan.
Okay. I think at this point the best thing to do is just talk to Damian.
Keep it keep it to Brujah to Brujah about Brujah. It is
She raises
best.
an eyebrow.
It
Stefan?
is best that he,
Stefan.
yeah,
She looks around again, making sure there's absolutely no one. We are in a public place. If I have to tell you again, I swear to God, I'm gonna punch you.
I know we are in a public place. I'm trying to keep my voice down.
It's not just your voice.
It's absolutely fine. I made certain that there's nobody else on this beach. I would not do anything to endanger the existence of any of us.
Alright, let's just call it here. Alright, I'm aware that you want me to talk to Damian. I'm aware of how you think I should talk to Damian. Even if it pisses me off a little bit. I appreciate you coming to me and all. Um, what made you call me? Why me?
Because I felt that if anybody could be of assistance in this matter, if anybody could spark that little bit of passion in somebody, I felt it would be you. I have heard quite a few things. Good things, of course. Now I am absolutely certain that you are one of the best instruments to teach him to be more reliant on those he has more in common with.
Alright.
In return, if at any point you require any information that you feel that I can procure, you have but to call me and ask. Even though it is not a favor for a favor, it is an olive branch to let you know that there are more of mine that can be useful.
Alright.
Now, I will leave you to.
I've actually got to take off myself. So,
You do take care of yourself and stay safe. And Stefan begins walking along the beach.
Lacy walks to her car with the intent to get in it and drive off.
And that is where the scene will